Hi, I'm Sarah Noble, your host for the Modern Day Intuitive Podcast. For over 25 years, I've been on a spiritual journey, searching, learning, expanding, and growing. I've traveled the world, led by my heart, on a quest to know myself so that I can support others. This podcast was created from my deep desire to help you connect with your intuition and to inspire you to create a life where the impossible becomes possible and you live into your sacred dreams and desires. Thanks for being here and enjoy the show. Hello, my loves. Welcome to the show. I have a few delicious details that I wanted to share with you before we jump into our teaching. I have been putting together a mini course activation that is based on the Soul Awakening series that I did earlier this year. A few of you joined us live for those, and they were so phenomenal, and people had such beautiful outcomes from going through this process. A dear friend of mine called in a person to date and to share her life with through doing the Soul Awakening we did over the Christmas into New Year's, and lots more other wonderful stories. So it inspired me to create a activation that you can work through on your own. And it's set up in the form of a course that you just work through the modules and engage in ceremony. There's meditation, there's journeying, there's journaling, and creating so many fun tools that I wanted to share with you. So you can find that on my website. I'll also put a link in the show notes. And I also wanted to just give a little reminder that the readings that I do on the podcast will commence again in September. I am taking a little break from those over the summer to travel and play and be with my kiddos. So those will start up again in September, and I already have recorded a few good ones. I'm very excited about them. And on that note, if anybody would love to be on the show, I would love to support you, and I'm always looking for guests, and please just bring your questions and whatever it is in your heart that you would love to know so that we can be together and create some magic. Again, there's a link for that in the show notes. And one last thing before we jump into our topic today. I have released a new meditation on Insight Timer. I'm a teacher there and have a number of meditations to support you. This new one is a journey, and it's called A Journey to the Place of Answers. And I'm very excited about it. So if you would love to listen, you can head on over to Insight Timer. They have an app, and you can follow me there and listen to my meditations. So what I wanted to talk about today is related to our time on Earth as humans. I recently went with my kiddos and my mom out to the John Day fossil fields, which are in Central Oregon. And I was blown away by just the beauty of the landscape and the fossil fields out there. I didn't know this, but they categorize life on Earth through a range of time periods, starting with 7 million years ago being the newest fossils, all the way back to 45 million years ago. And I guess it's one of the richest places in the US where fossils are found through so much of time. And they have a beautiful museum out there that really does a great job of showing you what the animals look like that lived at those times and how evolution allowed things to become extinct or to mutate and to adapt. And what it struck me as I was sitting there, we're at the painted hills, there's the kids, the dogs, is how insignificant my 100 years on this planet is when I think about it related to things that existed 45 million years ago. Life that was here before I was even a thought, that came and went. And it made me feel really insignificant in a beautiful way, where it really made me want to make my time count that we have this small span of time that we are here. And how impactful can we be? Are we going to take from the earth, or are we going to give? Are we going to be part of this beautiful evolutionary cycle that we have chosen to be part of? And our world is hard right now. There are a lot of things happening. We are in the shadow of the earth. All the darker parts of where we are at in our evolution are coming to the surface, are being brought before us for us to look at and to ask ourselves, what are we going to do? Really looking at what is it that matters to you? As you reach the end of your life, the things that you are going to realize are important. How big did you love? How big did you dream? How were your relationships? Where did you go? What did you experience? Those are the things that matter. And so what matters most to you? I doubt any of us are going to reach the end of our life and wonder, gosh, I hope I crossed everything off my to-do list. I hope that I worked so hard and so much that I tired myself and made myself crazy. The things that touch our heart, the things that make us cry, the things that make us laugh, the things that make us excited and just so full of life, those are the things that you are going to wish you did more of. And so why wait? Why not start now? Do the thing you so wish you were doing, that you light up when you think about it, the thing you tell yourself you can't do because of X, Y, and Z. Those things aren't going to matter 50 years from now. What matters is this moment right now. What are you doing with it? And how are you making it count? How are you making your life significant? As you know, I've been on a spiritual journey for over 2 decades. And yet it wasn't until I had my kids that things really drastically up-leveled. And in 2016, I retired from my career after my second child was born. And that was a really scary, big thing for me to do. I made a lot of money and I was going to zero. But I also knew that my heart was crying for something different. I showed up every day and it was so hard that I had to risk it. I had to say, I am quitting. I'm leaving. There's something different. And then it even upped higher in 2018. My sweet, sweet mother-in-law passed away unexpectedly from cancer. Today is the 4-year anniversary of her death. She was diagnosed and was gone within 4 months. And she was such a magnificent woman and so full of life. And losing her really made me stop and question, what am I doing? What am I waiting for? Life is precious. Time is precious. I can't waste it doing the things I don't love. So shortly after that, we moved as a family from Maui, where we'd been living for 15 years, and moved here to Oregon to have a richer version of life and to be able to follow my dreams of being here with you today and being fully immersed in the magic world and intuition and transformation and coaching and the ancient mysteries and all the beautiful things that enrich my life. And as I walked that path, more and more things had to fall away until most recently, the thing that had to change was my marriage. It was no longer viable, and I had to take the hard and big step of transitioning out of that. And all through all these changes, I had no idea where I was going to find the money to do all of these things after leaving my job and reducing my income significantly. And yet, as I followed the spiritual breadcrumbs, as I showed up for myself, as I showed up for my life, money kept arriving in little packages here and there, surprises along the way, different things I committed to created income. And step by step, I followed the path of my dreams. So I share this story with you because I want you to know that I understand, that I feel you, that I know it's scary, and I know that it takes courage, it takes risking things, it takes showing up, making the dream non-negotiable, making the thing that you want the most important thing in your life. Asking yourself, what's more important? Do you allow your fear to keep you small? Do you allow it to tell you it's not possible? You can't do that. How will you ever get there? Or do you really step into the life that your heart is just begging you to live? Do you shout out loud, life, I love you, and I let you love me back? Follow those dreams, my loves. Follow those dreams. It's why you're here. You don't want those dreams because they're insignificant. You want them because they're your purpose. They're the reason you're here. So dream big, my loves. Namaste. Thank you for being here today and making your personal and spiritual growth a priority in your life. To learn more about connecting with your dreams and your intuition so that you can create a life full of possibilities, visit me at www.themodernDayIntuitive.com and see how we can create magic together. A big thank you from my heart to yours for making the planet a better place for us all.